Welcome back to The Inspired Entrepreneur with Heather Hope. Hey guys, welcome back. This is Heather Hope. Glad to be back. Happy Sunday. Happy November. Today's November 1st, 2020. I hope you had a really fun Halloween. I'm recording this on Halloween, so it's been a few days since I've recorded. And, you know, people keep asking me if I'm dressing up or if my dog is dressing up. And my husband and I were not walking out. We were doing some errands yesterday, and we felt like walking through Goodwill. Check out what's going on over there. And I found a zebra costume for a dog. And I kept looking at him like, do you think I can get my dog to wear this? He's like, no, because my dog hates clothes. So he hates wearing clothes. As a side note, he was a monster. I have a Yorkie. I have a purebred Yorkie who is 7, but we say he's 5 because I like I'm forever going to be 45. My dog's forever going to be 5, and my husband's 58, and he's going to stay 58. That's just what we've decided this year, that we're just going to stay here because aging is optional. So we're going to stay here. Anyway, my dog, when he was a baby, I got him when he was about 12 weeks old, approximately, and he was a terror. What they say about terriers, they're terrors. They are. He was a little monster of a puppy and just full of energy, just like a Tasmanian devil. That's what I used to refer to him as. And so after a few months of just, I never had a real dog to myself. Like it was my ex-husband and I, but I always had cats. We had outside dogs, but I never had like an indoor real dog to myself. And so this little monster of mine, he was a toddler. It was literally like somebody handed me a toddler, like a full toddler child, human, and was like, okay, good luck. And then you bring this toddler into your house that's completely unprepared. You're completely unprepared and you're like, what the hell? At least a baby, when you have a child, at least that baby is, confined to a crib for, many, many months before they tear up the house. This is so different. So I said after him, I would never have another puppy ever because there's so much work. So anyway, but they're the most adorable things ever, right? So anyway, so after a few months, I started getting him some clothes. I got him little jammies. And I kid you not, that little animal became the calmest puppy in the world. Somebody must be needing this information right now because I didn't plan on talking about this. But they have those like thunder sweaters or something for dogs for anxiety. It's like a kind of like almost maybe like a weighted outfit or clothes for a dog. Literally anything, any piece of clothing that I put on my dog back then when he was a monster terror, a little terrorist in my house, he calmed right down. Just just calmed right down, just laid there and just sat there looking cute. Just totally. So guess what? Basically all day, every day, he was wearing clothes because it turned him into a civilized little doggy. Anyway, so you don't need the thunder sweater or pay too much for outfits. You can just get a simple little pajama thing for your dog and it should work. It worked for my dog and I didn't even know it was a thing. So anyway, so there's a zebra costume over at Goodwill. I did not buy it because I know he hates clothes and he doesn't really need it. So anyway, long story short, we're not dressing him up. It's kind of cruel. I have some errands and work to do today. So anyhow, welcome back. That was a long intro of Halloween, I guess. So I hope you had a fun and safe Halloween. Okay, so let's jump into this for today, November 1st. Let me pull up my thing. I gotta get this book published because it's about time. This is from my book, The Inspired Entrepreneur. It's 366 days of inspiration for entrepreneurs. I almost forgot what it was. So November 1st. And thank you everyone for your comments. You're truly appreciated. I love getting some feedback. I love knowing that there's people listening and getting something from this. I'm still here. I'm going to be here. I know I've been talking about this whole week. I've been talking about starting another business. Yes, I am starting another business. I've been working a lot on it, having a lot of fun. And so I'm kind of like, I've taken the pressure off of my coaching business, this whole side of things. And it's just going to be more fun and more light. And when you put everything into one business and like having that be it can end up putting a lot of pressure on that business and pressure on yourself. And I've noticed since I've taken my, like all my focus and attention off of my one business and put it on something totally different that I'm thoroughly enjoying, it makes it more fun. And then I think this is a big lesson that I'm learning of like, yes, your focus is important, but if your focus is on one thing all the time and sometimes it's not always satisfactory or satisfying. So I'm a type of person who likes doing all kinds of different things, and I get bored when I'm doing the same thing over and over and over. I get super bored. So I have to have different things going on. So we're here. And let's jump into today's. It's pretty short. So today's message is your inner being is focused on the solution of what you're thinking about. If you let go, you'll get the answer. And that might be perfectly from what I just said, because your inner being has the solution. And often your inner being is showing you the path of least resistance all the time, basically, showing you your path of least resistance. Perfect for you to follow, and you'll get the answers for everything else. You'll get the answers. So if you just follow what feels good, follow what feels interesting, it's going to lead you to so much more. It's going to lead you to like a whole nother path, a whole nother thing. And then the other stuff will work out. And then it takes, like I said, takes the pressure off of things that you've been trying to make happen, or like it was working really well. And then it gets bogged down. This is super common in business. Like you can start off pretty strong and then you get bogged down by certain things, either people, customers, clients, the work, details, lots and lots of details, and certain businesses, and you get bogged down, and then things slow up or slow down, right? And so that's when you really have to follow what feels interesting, follow what grabs your attention, follow what feels good, take more time off, do more things for yourself, take the pressure off. Because pressure on something is the feeling of resistance, right? So just know your inner being is focused on the solution of what you're thinking about. So if you're trying to figure out something, right? When you're trying to figure out something, you're always in step one because you're trying to figure out the solution. The universe knows the solution. So you've asked, basically all you need is, there's something that you want solution for. That's step one. I keep wanting to say the internet instead of the universe. The universe has the answer, has the solution. You have to chill out and let that come in. So step three, right, of allowing that to come in with ease. With like when you're off doing something fun or interesting or whatever, you can very easily get the answer in that moment. So I dropped my husband off this morning. He just recently got a job. It's so good for both of us for him to get out of the house more often. So I dropped him off this morning. My dog and I take him, Gizmo and I take him to work, and Gizmo just loves it. He just loves going for car rides. And so we get up and we get ready, and I take him, I drop him off. And then, so it's Saturday morning and it's beautiful. Like our weather's perfect now, finally. It's so good. It's like probably in the, what is it? Let me check really quick. Right now it's like 11:30, but it was 57 at 7 a.m. this morning. It's 82 right now, so it's really nice. So it was probably like 72, 75 when we were driving around, and with very little humidity. So it's perfect. We do have perfect weather in the winter. And we were driving around, and we were driving back home, and I see this big sign for a yard sale. I'm like, oh, cool. Like, let's just drive by, see what goes on. And so it takes us down the street, a couple streets from us, and we start driving down this beautiful road that I had never driven down before. I've driven down a lot of these roads in the, the time that I've lived here, because I love taking rides and I love driving around. I love real estate. I love driving around neighborhoods. And this one's a couple of streets over. We live in like the country club, what's it called? Subdivision. So a couple streets over is where the golf course is. And so the golf course is like right next to the street. So it overlooks the golf course. It was so pretty. And there's all these big homes kind of like on little hills. Like my house is a big house on a hill. So you're driving on the street and you're just like looking up at these large homes, and they're overlooking the golf course. Like we live in the desert, right? So, but we were surrounded by mountains that are beautiful, and this golf course. So it was just beautiful and perfect weather. And we got the windows down. And so we get to the end of the street. It dead ends to, one section of the golf course. And we're just sitting there, and there's not millions, there's a lot of quail walking around, making their little quail noises. And it was just so peaceful. And I sat there at the end of the road like, wow, this was beautiful. This is just beautiful. The yard sale it looked pretty cool, but it was more inside their property. And I had Gizmo with me, so it was just not feasible to bring him or to leave him in the car at that moment. So we're like, nah. So it was just the drive, just the journey was pleasurable. It took us down this road that I had never been down, and it was just beautiful, peaceful. Sat there looking at the green, the green grass on the ground. Being in the desert, you don't see it very often. So it was really nice. And so we sat there for, a bunch of minutes, and I sat there thinking, God, would be a great time to have a convertible or something. But anyway, so then we drove home. We're driving back through this street, and it was just such a pleasant moment. So taking those moments of like, you see a sign, you're like, okay, cool, let's just see where that takes us. And you never know, you just walk into a yard sale. This is what I always think. You walk into a store like Goodwill or whatever comes up in your mind, or a yard sale, and you just like, oh cool, that sounds like fun or sounds interesting. And you go and you find something that you've been looking for. I love when that happens. It's like, oh, perfect. Because your inner being knows the solution. Your inner being knows where everything that you want, knows where it is, and knows how to guide you there. Like, here's a sign for a yard sale. Oh yeah, this is the perfect time, Saturday morning. We don't have anything that we have to absolutely be doing right now. So anyhow, your inner being is focused on the solution of what you're thinking about. So your inner being is focused on the solution of what you're thinking about. And so often what you're probably thinking about, or a lot of people are, is the problem, right? How am I going to fix this problem? How am I going to fix this problem? That's not a question to ask, right? That's your inner being is focused on the solution of whatever problem you think you have, right? If you let it go, you'll get the answer. Like, you got to let it go. You just got to let it go. That's where distraction is your best friend when it comes to that. Like, distraction, I think, is one of the worst things that everybody's like fallen into, like, especially with social media. I think it's one of the worst things. Like, if you're constantly distracted in life, I really truly believe that the people who are not moving very far in life, like to the things that they want, is because they're too distracted by a million things in their life. Like too many things, like over scheduling their time and doing way too many things with too many people and too many things. You know what I mean? Like allowing space in your life, allowing downtime, allowing that time where you can go check out a yard sale down the street because you have the time. Now I do have several things that I had written down last night for to do today. And I'm going to get them all done, but they're not, it's like I spaced out the time, but I also know that time is an interesting thing, right? I know that, the things that I really want to do, I really want to get done, I will have enough time to do them in. Like my inner being really guides me to move on to the next thing. It guides me to like, okay, I'm done with this right here. I've been doing this for the past hour. It's time to move on to this next thing on my list because it's important to me to get these 4 things done today. And I know when to move on to the next thing. It just has this natural progression. And then lo and behold, I look at the clock and it's the perfect time that I got to go to make this other thing. You know what I mean? So allowing your inner being to just guide you through your day. Guide you through your day, guide you to the perfect time to go to bed, guide you to the perfect time to wake up, guide you to the perfect time to leave the house to make your appointment, to drop. I am so impeccable with my timing when I when I need to be somewhere. I've noticed this. I noticed this short story I'll tell you. When I first started dating my husband, we've been together, 3.5 years. When we first started dating, like a few months in, I noticed it was like the best qualities of each other shined so much brighter when we were together, like as a couple, just together, like being together. Like we felt, or I did at least, I felt like we were such a power couple just in our feeling of confidence and feeling of that we're just really good at things. And I don't know if that makes sense, but like in the past, I've dated or married men that I was always second guessing myself and feeling insecure and feeling all kinds of ways, just not feeling full, like whole. But, I became whole, attracted my husband, and together is just, like when I see my husband now, since we've been together, I see him as being so much taller. He's 5'10", so he's not huge, but he's not short. Like my ex-husband's 5'2". So, and the guy before that was 5'6". So anyway, I love tall guys, love them. And trust me, like 6'3", 6'4" is what I've dated after, for a while. And but my husband, I see him as this much taller, like he's got perfect posture. He's just one of those guys. And I see him with just so much more confidence and self-esteem. I don't think he was like super, well, I don't know. I don't want to say anything about it, but since we've been together, because we were friends for many, many, many years, and I see him differently. Like he has grown into himself, if that makes sense. Like he's just a different person, and I'm a different person also from being with him. Like I never second guess myself. I truly, the quote from October 31st, guys, if you go back to yesterday's, I love this. And I feel this way too. Let me read yesterday's. You are connected to infinite intelligence. You have all the answers inside you. That means you are highly intelligent. I want you to read that daily. Read that daily and really own it, because you are. You are connected. You are source. You are connected to source. You are connected to infinite intelligence. You have all the answers. You have to let go of the resistance and the self doubt, all that crazy stuff that goes on. And it means you are highly intelligent. So I feel that way so often in life. Very intelligent. I feel that because I just have this knowing. If I chill out, don't stress about stuff, don't get anxious about not knowing something, I will know the answer. I was not like that growing up for most of my life. I did not feel that way at all. At all. Until one thing, I started hanging out with people who valued me more. Like, I valued me more, of course, but I valued myself more by letting go of people who really didn't see me the way that I wanted to be seen. Does that make sense? I used to have a best friend who, she felt like the intelligent one of the two of us, and I could tell that. And I just didn't like that. For many, many years, I felt like the stupid one. And I really wasn't, but I felt like it. You know what I mean? So when I let go of that friendship, let go of my marriage, my first marriage, let go of any of the people who thought I was dumb, and realized that I was smart, I came into that knowing. And then I attracted a really smart man once in my life. It was the one time I attracted a really, really smart guy. And that's my husband. So, so you are intelligent. You're connected to source. And because you're connected to source, you have that intelligence. So you have to let go of any anxiety you have about things. You have to let go of any self-esteem issues, any of that. You just have to breathe and be in alignment and just stick with that. You know what I mean? Let me know if that resonates with you. Okay, guys, let me stop here, and because I got some more to record for this week. So let me know how this is for you. If you feel like you have that intelligence, if you're really owning it, if you're really walking into situations and being like, yeah, cool, got it, I know the answers to this, or it really makes all the difference. Okay, guys, have an amazing rest of your Sunday, and I will be back tomorrow. Bye-bye.